Good morning, guys. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Best day of the year. Happy Halloween. I'm having to do this one day early, so it's a little bit anticlimactic, but I've been listening to a Halloween playlist all morning. I could talk about Tim Burton all day, but Nightmare Before Christmas was on before I stopped the engine to talk to you fine folks. I went back to Walmart this morning. If you remember or watched yesterday's vlog, I have to go find sausage for my dear ones for breakfast. So I'm out here foraging, hunting and foraging and gathering and doing all the things at the supermarket today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I am going to try to have a wonderful day. I typically will listen to Halloween music and watch Halloween shows and or movies probably about 3 days prior to Halloween. Usually, back when Halloween movies were better, Julie and I would spend the whole day, depending on what day of the week Halloween was, watching movies off and on and making snacks and kind of doing a movie marathon type of thing. Never really had trick-or-treaters where we have lived. I don't know why. I think that's kind of going away from what I experienced as a child and not having children myself. Can't really speak to that. However, I am wondering, in the neighborhood we are in this year for Halloween, whether or not we will have trick-or-treaters. There are quite a few children that we have seen out and about, and school buses coming through in the mornings and dropping kids off in the afternoons if they have a trick-or-treat. I might have to look that up, but I do not have any candy, fortunately. Unfortunately, I guess. That might have been a Freudian slip. In years past, I absolutely would have. I would have been at Walmart getting the big bags, if for no other person but myself, to pig out on Halloween Day. However, I'm not that guy anymore. So I might get a little bit of chocolate, but probably not. Julie started liking 100% cacao unsweetened chocolate. But yeah, I think it'll be a chill Halloween. Again, you're seeing this on Halloween, so I'll have to let you know tomorrow morning what ends up happening. Anyway, welcome to another day. Oh, I did work out. I guess I need to say that I'm 2.5 minutes into this thing, and I did work out. I did a heavy weight workout today. So I worked up a nice sweat, but not a heavy sweat. I typically don't sweat heavily on days that I am weightlifting. A lot of deadlifts today, chest, a little bit of lower back. I've got to get the back, primed for a dive day tomorrow. That is not lightweight equipment. So I did do that for the last 90 minutes. And then, like I said, on the way home is a Walmart. I'm going to stop in, grab some breakfast, and see you guys back at the house.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Good morning. Happy Halloween when you're seeing this video. Michael's going to be working pretty much all afternoon, so Aber and I, we're headed out to have a little adventure of our own. First things first, I'm going to go, we did the best we could to fold this flag. I'm going to go responsibly dispose of this flag. I think there's an American Legion that I can take it to. And then I'm going to just go around and look for a couple historical markers or maybe some parks and have a little afternoon adventure out with Boo Boo. I hope you enjoy coming along for our adventures. One more thing, I am a human, I make mistakes. I accidentally washed a full-size bath towel with my laundry, and I have lint all over this shirt. I'm very sorry for that. I've been trying all morning to brush it off, but this tenacious, we don't have any dryer lint sheets. So anyway, if you see lint on my shirt, I am very sorry about that. It happens to the best of us. And it's the only jacket that I have with me here in Ocala. It is 50 degrees this morning. I'm not exactly cold, but I needed more than a tank top, so sorry about the lint. Let's go have a little adventure. Let's responsibly get rid of this flag and then see what else we can get into. All right, found the outpost. I haven't taken the flag in yet because I saw there's this really nice park with all these sidewalks. And I think Aber and I are going to get a little walk in. I am so loving Spanish moss. I talk about it all the time. It's one of my favorite things about Ocala. Well, Florida in general, but Ocala just has so much of it and I love it so much. We're going to get a little walk in this park, get some exercise, and I'll show you if we see anything cool. Oak tree over here, look, its branches have gotten so long. they've actually touched the ground. This is beautiful, isn't it, right? It reminds me of Charleston. A lot of the oak trees in Charleston, and I'm sure here in Florida too somewhere, I just haven't seen it yet, but in Charleston I've seen a lot of these oak trees, and they have to put these iron bars up to support the weight of the limbs so they don't break off. Isn't that pretty? Look at this big tree. Oh, that's amazing. It's like, reminds me of a woolly mammoth. Look at all that. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. I feel like this vlog is going to be 40 minutes of Spanish moss growing on oak trees, but look at that, and all the resurrection moss there too. That is my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing in the world right now, guys. Sorry, I'm just dorking out over how beautiful. Look at it waving in the wind. I really love when it's a cemetery covered in trees full of Spanish moss, and so the whole cemetery looks like it's crying. It's just beautiful. We got to get going. I could just stand here and look at this tree all day. But Aber needs to stretch her legs, and so do I. There's a beautiful gate here dedicated to the memory of Richard Allen Chandler II. And MOMS stands for Memories of Missing Smiles. It's a children's memorial park and a reflection pond. This is just gorgeous. Come here. Come here. What's this? How beautiful. There's benches all over this park. Here is a rock just been carved in memory. I love finding things like this. I was totally not expecting to have a beautiful park adventure like this today. Whoop, Aber, no, honey. There's a whole bunch of koi fish in here. I don't know if they think I have food or what, but they all started coming over towards me when I approached. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but there's like hundreds. Yeah, I can see the orange in the lens, I guess. So pretty. Aber? Aber. Hop up. Yeah, good girl. Good girl, baby. I have not watched all of Michael's Run With Me videos. I wonder if he's ever come here to run. He doesn't always film when he runs outside, and most of the time he just runs in our neighborhood, but this would be an amazing park for him to come get a run on, and I can't wait to go home and tell him about it, see if he's been here before. I don't think that he has. Wouldn't this be a great place for Michael to do another Run With Me video and for him to enjoy this park too? He loves the Spanish moss as much as I do, but I think I'm the one who's always trying to take photos and videos and carrying on and on about it. But gosh, I just love this park so much. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's just miles of sidewalk. It's gorgeous. It's not super hilly. Amber and I are having a great time. This is amazing. But yeah, so far so good. It is so nice to have the sun out after a couple of super overcast and kind of drizzly days. This is amazing. And it's not cold. My car dash said it was 50 degrees when I first got in the car. It can't be. I feel like this is at least 60. It feels great out here. I'm actually getting a little too hot in this jacket. I regret even putting it on. Oh well. I think even with this gimbal stabilizer, the footage is probably really Abra. Marking her spot. I think even with the gimbal stabilizer, this footage is probably super all over the place. I'm sorry about that. I'm out here to stretch my legs, but I'm also out here to have a good time with Abra, so I let her be a dog. I let her pull, I let her sniff, switch sides, walk behind me, walk in front of me, like she's doing right now. We're out to have fun together. And she's a pretty good girl most of the time, but she knows that she can be free to explore as long as she doesn't get dirty. I don't mind what she wants to smell. I do draw the line though whenever she tries to eat plants. We do not eat plants in this family. I have a pathetic zoom on this camera. Can you see that white bird though? I'll see if I can zoom in on it in post. I forgot what they're called. Spoonbill maybe? Here are some blackbirds or ravens maybe. Perfect for a spooky vlog coming out on Halloween. Another one here. This guy on the edge of the road. She sees him. Let's see how close she can get. You're not going to chase him down? She loves to go after squirrels. I'm surprised she didn't go after that bird, but normally the squirrels just tear her up. She gets so excited. Nice American flag over there, blowing in the wind. There's a squirrel over there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh. Where'd he go? See, this is what I'm telling you. She loves squirrels. Oh, he's long gone now, baby girl. It's up there somewhere. I know. I know. I know. It's not fair. It's not fair that they run up the tree and you can't go. I know. I'm sorry. Come on, Everett. Come on. Let's leave him alone, okay?
Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're having a spooky day. It is lunchtime for me, and the next thing on my to-do list while I take a break, I've had some string cheese. That's usually my midday, and some bone broth. That's typically my midday, my lunch, if you will, is I have to get all of our scuba gear packed away, or at least put into a single spot so that we can load it into the truck this evening. So what I want to do is take you through all of that, what we have here at the house right now, and show you what I am preparing, because we're headed to Troy Springs in the morning, early morning, before I start work. So I've got to get this done, and I felt like today around lunchtime was going to be the best opportunity to do that. Okay, so remember, when we rented the gear, we said we want 4 days of diving with you, and the dive shop just said, we'll take it with you, everything but the tanks. We'll meet you with the tanks whenever we meet up. So very quickly, this is what we've got here on the bed. And remember, as you're moving into advanced open water, the one thing that you have to begin to learn to do is planning for your dives. And that's why I have everything out here. I will check it to make sure it is clean and that the pieces are competent, that we didn't just sling it around. We didn't, but to make sure that everything is still where it's supposed to be. Two pieces here are our BCs or our BCDs. Julie is wearing the Bella. From Scuba Pro. I have the Level. That's a little bit more of a compact, tighter fitting. For me, BCDs. Okay, weight belts are out because our weights are over here in the corner. We each have a bag that has, I think, roughly 15 pounds in it, but everything worked on the previous dive, so we kept the weight in and just pulled the weight pockets out. I think Julie is, I believe she's diving with 6. I'm diving with 8. Freshwater changed things a little bit for us a month ago whenever we were here previously. Our new fins back here, remember, I'm using the Go Sports. Julie is using the Go Sport Gorillas. They look very similar. However, the blades are a little bit different here, and then hers is a little stiffer. So that's what she got for her birthday because that's the only Scuba Pro branded orange in their fin is with this particular line. So her mask, I bought her this too, is in this little neoprene protective casing. Again, she did get an orange hair cover for the back of the mask, but her mask is still the Cressy, and that is lavender. Go here. These are our two wetsuits. I'm in a Scuba Pro 3mm. She actually tried a new brand called Henderson. Henderson was the one Julie was telling you the other day that fits like pantyhose, compresses. It's inlaid with titanium. It's a much more expensive suit. The dive shop allowed her to use that this week, and she absolutely loves that wetsuit. And then we have our primaries over here. Of course, our SPG, both of our regulators, and then our air hose. So I'll just check through that. We do have different ones. Mine is more free-flowing open air because of what I told the dive shop the last time, that I told you guys the last time when it felt like I was pulling. So I'll just check to make sure that the zip ties are secure here. Won't breathe out of this until it's hooked to a tank, but we will just do a visual inspection. And then to kind of finalize everything that we're looking at, let me turn this way. My mask is still blue. I will eventually go full on white. So I am diving with the Cressy Calibro mask, which is more of a free diving mask because at the time that's what we were doing when I decided to invest in a mask. But the dive shop allowed me to try 2 other masks, which I'm going to try on today to test for fit. Possibly use one tomorrow. These are both Scuba Pro. These are Scuba Pro's, the only 2 versions that I can get in white. So the dive shop said, try these 2 out. This is a Zoom, and then there is a Ghost in here if you're looking for the particular type. The Ghost is really neat. I didn't plan on doing this, so bear with me, one-handed. The Ghost is neat because it has a polarized lens on it. So if I can get this open, I will show you. Oh, maybe. There we go. What I like about the Ghost, number one, is this. It is not just rubber. It's neoprene that has rubber gripping on the inside. I really want to love this mask. This is a mask that leaked on me that I tried for one day when we were diving last time. But you see the polarized lenses. I got in the water and it was the visual was absolutely astounding. It's just that it's fogging up on me. I have asked chat, hey, how do you do that? Some old-timey divers told everybody they used to burn the little, there's a layer of lining in here that is a film with a lighter. You just kind of run over it. Do not do that. The more practical way is to use a toothbrush and a little bit of water to kind of get that film away, and then just really do a good job of your defogger. I have 2 kinds of defogger. The Cressy is the one we have used primarily, and that is a spray. It's really probably baby shampoo and a water mixture because that's how you can make it at home. And then the dive shop told us to try this. Sea Gold is a gel that is supposed to last a little bit longer and be a little bit thicker. So again, might try that tomorrow. Also, the internet said what you can do with new masks to kind of get them up to speed, if you will, is to soak them in warm water overnight and then do the same thing. Get that soft bristle brush and kind of run through that. So I may do that. I may use one of these masks tomorrow over, and you can see the design is just slightly different over my Cressy mask. So not exactly sure yet. Of course, we have the waterproof housing for the GoPro. I did have this wrist strap, and you guys who watched the diving video know I won't be using that again. That one came off, and plus with a light, of course we will not be using a light tomorrow, but with a light made it impossible. My left hand is always checking my gas gauge. My dive computer's on my left hand, so it cannot handle a GoPro. And the right hand with the light just wasn't a good setup. So we're going to go back to this. This is a piece of material that allows it to float. This allows me to snap it anywhere on the BCD, and it stays securely there. And so where it's free floating, and you can see I have about, 12 inches here, where it's free floating off of one of my D-rings on my BCD, I can just open it, pop it, shoot it, and then drop it, and then move on. So I like this setup better. And then this is my dive band. I've shown you my Oceanic band that I got. That's the dive computer app that I use. They also give you a scuba band when you purchase their band. So that is it. Oh, my Patty card is here. The reason why the Patty card's sitting out here is because the state park we're going to tomorrow, state law requires that you put this on the windshield, turn it over to your photo, and show that you have divers in the water. So I have to make sure to keep this out because typically I only keep a picture of it on my phone so I can be a little more hands-free. Don't have to worry about clearing out the pockets, if you will. But I have to make sure to pack that tonight. So this is the gear. Do not have a gear bag yet. I have been researching gear bags to see, I don't know if there ever will be a day that we will purchase our own BCs or wetsuits, but I do want to have a bag solely dedicated now that we have nice fins, nice I almost said glasses, nice masks. I want to be able to make sure that it's protected while we are traveling. So this is a setup. Julie is out right now. You probably saw that clip right before this one. I'll get this all loaded once she gets back in, and it'll be ready to go in the morning, bright and early, because we have about a 68-mile drive, so that turns into almost an hour and 20 minutes. It's back roads to get to Troy Springs. So that's my lunch break, guys.
I am outside of the Legion. Just took the flag in. They're having a fun get-together in there. I got to meet some really nice people, and they're going to dispose of the flag for me, but I wanted to show you their beautiful flag flying out here. And there's a memorial to veterans of World War I and II. That was a fun little walk in the park. I was not expecting that today. We are at, just so you know, the Jervey Gant Athletic Complex. It was named after the person who helped develop this park. It's absolutely beautiful. There were plenty more sidewalks that we didn't walk on, but little Abra was getting kind of pooped out. Lots of people out pushing baby strollers, running. It's so healthy and wholesome to see this many people out. And it's warmed up quite a bit. I'm actually a little hot. My dash says it's 62 now. But I think we're going to take a little bit of a drive and go see a series of historical markers that I have found. I've mentioned this before. The Explore Here app is like my Pokemon Go. Anytime I'm ever in a new area or new place, I love to pull out the Explore Here app and see what's close by. There's a lot close by, but I'm specifically interested in what looks like a whole bunch of historical markers in a row. I guess that they're telling a story of the canal story. I only vaguely know about this. I actually only heard about the proposed canal that was supposed to be dug all the way across the state of Florida, east to west, when we posted our video from Silver Springs. Someone got on there and mentioned that the reason why there aren't many manatees in Silver Springs anymore is because of dams that were constructed to try to help prepare for this canal that was supposed to cut all the way across the state of Florida so ships could just avoid going all the way around the Keys. And it looks like there might be some neat architecture there to see also. It's a little bit of a drive, but we have nothing else to do today, so I hope you want to come along for this adventure, and I'll be sure to read the history of it when we get there. And if we're able to get out of the car, it looks like it's... Looking at it from an aerial map, it looks like it's like in this little sliver between where two highways run, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a place we can pull over and get out and look. I really can't wait to see this. All right, well, I am here as close as I can get in my car to this row of historical markers. This is what we're looking at. That is the highway, I suppose, that goes on either side of these markers I'm looking for, which must be in those woods. And I'm here outside of a sheriff's office. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but we're just gonna head to those woods and see if we can find these historical markers. This is really starting to feel like something I'm not supposed to be doing, but it says right here, the island, Florida Park Services, an interpretive historical park. Here, the island. This historical interpretive feature on the Marjorie Harris Carr Cross Florida Greenway is designed to provide you with an overview explanation about the 4 huge concrete bridge stanchions along the main trail. These monoliths were to be a small part of the Ditch of Dreams, better known as the Cross Florida Canal. The canal, which was never finished, was also known as Florida's Folly and a boondoggle because it looked like a good idea, but it really wasn't. It was extremely expensive and dangerous to our environment and the water supply, but there's more. The island will give you information about the land that became Florida's largest state park, the Greenway. You'll also learn about early migrants to this region, as well as commemorate with us the people, wildlife, and green life that impacted the canal. All right, clearly I'm allowed to be here. It just doesn't really feel like I'm supposed to be here, all right? That is the Marion County Sheriff's Office. I had to park there. Excuse you, you okay? I had to park there. I hope they're not mad about it. But yeah, let's do this. Let's go visit the island. All right, we are in. Here we go. There's gonna be a lot of highway noise in the background. I'm sorry about that. Oh wow, I see one already. You see it? Okay, hang on. It's awful bright out here and I don't have sunglasses on. I had you zoomed in and I'm very sorry about that. Here we go. Here's the first structure. I got my head on a swivel, guys. Wow. Okay, there's the highway. Well, I guess you can't see it because there's no cars going by the road. And then there's this huge concrete structure. Let's see what the sign says. There's a thing here. Ponce de Leon claimed Florida for Spain in 1507. 1763 to 1802, it passes from Spain to France to England and back to Spain. We went independence in 1776. With the Louisiana Purchase, western Florida was sold to the U.S. Spain cedes eastern Florida to the U.S. in 1819, and in 1821 it became a territory. Here's the history of the canal. Let's see. The government petitioned in 1824 for a canal. It was authorized, a survey was authorized in 1826. It became a state in 1845. The Army Corps of Engineers recommended a canal in 1933. In 1945, a cross-Florida ship and barge canal, the construction began. And in 1936, 4 bridge stanchions were constructed at Santos, south of Ocala. But Congress cut money off and President Roosevelt abandoned the canal project. Santos was left with an incomplete bridge over a phantom waterway. Wow. All right, let's see. 10-acre island, and yeah, we're right in the middle of, I guess this is US 441, Florida 301. There'll be 4 of these stanchions. And then here we talk about the barge trail. It's 4/10 of a mile long. It just reopened in 2016 after it had been overgrown for years. Very cool. All right. Oh, what's this say? World War II. Okay. In 1942, the barge was recommended, changing it from 150 feet wide to only 12 feet deep. Johnson orders the canal building to begin in 1964. In 1969, Florida Defenders of the Environment was established and they filed in federal court, so construction halted. Nixon in 71 stopped the canal with an executive order, and the Cross Florida Canal Project was deauthorized by Congress in 1986. And it was named in honor of Marjorie Harris Carr. She was an environmentalist, and she was successful in her efforts to stop construction of the Cross Florida Barge Canal. I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. Oh, bears? We might see bears? Nobody told me about that. I'm out here all by myself, me and little gator bait down here. All right, let's do this 4/10 of a mile quickly then. Another good look at it. So I guess we're going to see 4 of these. And there'll be historical markers along the way. I'm telling you, when I saw this pop up on my Explore Here app, I knew I had to come see this for myself. I love stuff like this. I love learning little history like this. Canal building. The Roosevelt era. The Cross Florida Canal got its start during the Great Depression. Franklin Roosevelt's efforts to revive the nation's ailing economy involved a wide array of projects and jobs funded by taxpayers, such as the Cross Florida Canal. The Army oversaw, we saw this already, 6,000 people employed by the WPA, with men doing most of the manual labor. The 4 bridge stanchions were started that year, but work was stopped before they and the bridge could be completed. Johnson era. I need to swallow this gum. I had popped a piece of chewing gum in. Here's another one. I've lost count already. Is this number 2 or is this the 3rd one? Canal stopping. There's no info here on this sign. The Explore Here app would have the info that should be on these signs, but my hands are kind of full between hanging onto the camera, my car keys, my head is on a swivel just because I'm out here alone, my cell phone, and Abra's leash. So my hands are a little too full to try to read all the info, but I think we generally understand the concept now, right? Can you imagine a canal going across the state of Florida? Site of Calvary Baptist. That's what that sign says. I just cannot imagine a time before we were more environmentally conscious. Port Santos. Here we go. The Cross Florida Canal, which is a greenway now, I guess. 110-mile long park. It's truly unique and enjoyed by millions of visitors annually. artesian well that serves Santos was estimated to be 20 foot deep. It would have been put in serious jeopardy of pollution by salty seawater and contamination by fuel and other polluting discharges. Look to your left. At the 4 posts between the 2 bridge stanchions, they mark where the shorelines would have been for the historic barge. Okay, I see the posts they're talking about. Then they downsized and it would have been 150 foot wide and 15 feet deep. So the blue posts we'll see are going to be the original width, and then the red posts will be the redesigned width. Here's the history of Santos. In 1882, John Cole and his family established Santos, naming it after a village in Brazil where they had gone to start a new life following the American Civil War. When they returned to the United States, dissatisfied with their Brazilian venture, the Coles brought 2 Brazilian slaves with them, Benedict and Saria, who adopted the family's name. So there were many businesses here before the canal displaced the community. As early as 1889, it was a flag station along the track of the Florida Transit and Peninsula Railroad. They like baseball. All right, let's keep going. Okay, here's the post it was talking about. My screen on this DJI is pretty small, so I'm not sure if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but I see right here, this is a blue post. So this was the original width of this proposed canal. And the other blue post is way down there. And then there's these 2 red posts in the middle we're going to pass. That would be when they decided they needed to redesign the size of the canal. This would have been the North Shore. And there's the original blue post we just passed. Oh, this is cool. Man, this is cool. This vlog is going to be 100 years long. I'm so sorry. No one's going to want to stick through this. This is cool. I am just geeking out over standing. I am standing in what should have been a canal. And thank goodness that canal didn't come to pass. But my goodness, this is so cool. I should be underwater. Isn't that neat? Okay, here's the other red post. This is the, I guess the red post, the redesigned South Shore. You having fun, boo-boo? You having fun? Uh-oh. And then here is the original plan, South Shore. Oh, this is so cool. This is so neat. I am so pleased that Florida makes things like this. I mean, these big concrete blocks could be an eyesore, but they've turned this into such a nice park. This is gorgeous. So nice. I mean, I hear the highway noise. That's kind of irksome, but otherwise I feel like I'm out in the middle of absolute nowhere. There's another one. Wow. Just don't think I'm gonna see a black bear today. Wasn't that the 4th one? Okay, well that was the South Shore. So I wonder how much further this goes. What's this say? Cat face. If you had lived in North Carolina, 100 years ago, pine trees might have caused you to think about turpentine and the original Vicks Vapor Rub. Yeah, we got a lot of pine trees in North Carolina. Dr. Charles Hurdy developed an efficient cup for collecting pine resin at the base of a tree. I'm not super interested in that. Let's keep going. Maybe if that catches your fancy, I sort of skimmed the signs. Maybe you can go back and pause it and read that, but... Oh, here's another one. I thought we'd already counted 4. That's really tall. I wish I knew how to put something in the screen that you could see how huge these things are. The highway's right there. See that car? See those cars going by? Look at the size of this thing compared to the highway. All those little flashes in your bottom left-hand corner, that's cars and trucks going by. How tall this thing is, wow. I wish it was a little bit easier to see from the road, like where to park, and that this was a little bit more advertised, because I parked at the sheriff's department because I didn't know where else. I didn't really want to pull off the side of the highway. That's a creepy sounding bird. Yes, it's very creepy being out here all by myself. This vlog will be coming out on Halloween. I didn't plan it that way on purpose. But here we are, doing scary things. Oh. Bear alert. Here's all our wildlife possibilities. A little path going up there. Maybe we can do that on the way back out. That has to be the last one, right? Where does this go? Here's the highway. Man, this just really has that you're not supposed to be here feel. But there's signs everywhere, and this is clearly a path. I don't remember who it was who left us a comment on our Silver Springs video and told us about the dams that have been constructed in preparation for this canal that were preventing a lot of the manatees from getting into Silver Springs now. But thank you to that person. I feel like it might have been palmetto. Look at the size of this insect stuck in that spider web. Good gosh. He's longer than my my middle finger. Thank you to whoever said that, because I did not know, and I didn't learn that at Silver Springs. But it was sort of hanging out in the back of my head, like when I get time I need to learn more about that. And here we are. I was at the park with Abra after we had our walk and had some water, and I wanted to find something else neat to do. And thanks to the Explore Here app, I found all these historical markers, most of which seem to be gone now, but that's the great thing about the app. Even when the marker is gone, you can still learn the information. So most of the time when I'm out having these adventures, I usually am by myself. It's a little harder when I have Abra with me, because I got my phone, I got the dog, I got my car keys in my right hand, camera. It's a little bit harder to stop and read things. She's out exploring too. All right, we're gonna go all the way to the end so we can be sure we did it all, okay? See where it says dead end? Abra, we gotta finish. Pause up. Pause up. Yay! Good girl. Very nice dog. You did it. Let's go back. Okay, I have rambled on enough. I won't bore anybody with my chit chat on the way back, but this is so cool. I am just dorking out for this. Florida is so great the way they have turned so many things like this into learning opportunities. Get out and get some fresh air and sunshine and enjoy the outdoors. Little historical moment. I love that about Florida. I see it all over this state. And we're just gonna hike back, kind of go at average speed this time. Thank you for coming along for this little adventure. I'm just dorking out for this. This is one of my favorite things I've done that wasn't in the water in Ocala to date. Let me show you what happens when you have fun with a dog in Florida. Super hard to get out, so I need her brush that we have over here. Good evening, everybody.
Hey guys, work is over with. We are hungry and headed out.
I feel like I walked a lot.
I'm sure you did.
Yes, nothing else will do. I am so hungry.
Indian.
I am craving Indian food.
All right, there are 2 places in town. We tried the other one the first time we were here, so we're trying the next one today. It's called The Flame, I think, Indian Kitchen. About a 15-minute drive, so I just placed our to-go order.
Let's go pick it up.
Let's go pick it up.
I nothing else will do. I am
That's
craving,
okay.
craving Indian food. Indian
You don't have
spice.
to convince me.
Never. That is always my go-to meal. If I don't want a steak, Indian is next up.
That's true.
First runner-up.
Yeah, that's true.